everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of Relegation Rescue at Portimonense with me, the United City FM. Yes, we are in Portugal's top flight on Christmas Day of the first season, and Portimonense are on the bottom of the table, and it's our job now to see if we can rescue them from relegation. We've got half a season to do it. Can we do it? The journey starts here. Welcome to Portimonense, everybody. So this is a club that I know absolutely nothing about. I loaded up the game. I holidayed it through till the 25th of December, Christmas Day, and Portimonense are at the bottom of Primeira Liga in Portugal. So this is the team that we're going to be taking over. If we look at the table briefly, you can see 14 games in for us. We've played a couple more than quite a few ahead of us. So we've got a bit of an issue in terms of clawing that back. And we sit on 9 points. We are currently 5 points from safety. Now, the challenge that we've got is a couple of things, really. If we go and have a look inside the club, let's go and look at the squad. The squad obviously are not going to be particularly happy at this point. Now, when I came into the game and found that these were the bottom of the table, actually they also didn't have a manager. They'd just sacked him as well. So I just inserted myself into the position. The biggest issue I can see at the moment is that we lack a little bit of quality up top in terms of getting goals. And we've also got this guy, Lucas Fernandez, an attacking midfield player, wide midfield player, who is fairly decent, and he is out for 2 to 5 months. So he's basically going to miss most of the second half, if not all of the second half of this season, and he's one of our key players, which is going to be really challenging. So I think he's been out for a little while already, and I think that's part of the reason why they've struggled. So let's see what we've got in this squad a little bit, just before we go and check out some other bits and pieces. If we go and look at the current ability, we've got 3 players in 4-star ability, and of course one of them is the injured Fernandez. The other 2, Maurizio is a 28-year-old Brazilian defender who looks pretty good. I mean, his acceleration and his pace is not great, to be honest, but other than that, there's a lot of good attributes in here to work with, so he's going to be key for trying to help us at the back. So that's the first of the 3, and Pedro Sá is the other one. He's a defensive midfield player. And again, decent passing, decent tackling, good work rate, teamwork, some good aggression in there for biting at some challenges. A ball-winning midfielder, so we'll probably play him in that role, I would imagine. So those are the couple that are fit, that are in the 4-star category for a current ability. We've got several 3.5 stars as well, a couple more defenders. Do we play 3 at the back? Do we maybe play 4 and 2 up top to try and get the goals? That's something we're going to have to figure out as we go a little bit. Let's go and have a look in the striking position, because I think we are a little bit weak here, and I'm not 100% sure which of these players yet play in an attacking midfield role or a striking role, because you can see that they can pretty much play all of them. So we've got several people out on loan. For example, this guy is out on loan, but other than his heading, his core attributes for striking isn't particularly great, is it anyway? So let's go and check out the ones that are at the club. So we've got Beto, 22-year-old Portuguese, 14 finishing, 17 heading, not great on the composure stakes, not fantastic in terms of the pace either, but all right. Lots of gaps there, but if we can use him maybe as a target man, then maybe we can bring other players in to play through it. Who knows? But yeah, that's an option, definitely. The next one on the list is Wellington Jr. He plays more out wide. He's a winger, so that's not what we're looking for here. But he has got 13 finishing and 12 composure, so he could be a backup striker if we needed him to be. We've got a lone player in, Safawi Rashid. I'm going to be terrible with these names. If I've even got the club name wrong, let me know. Just tell me what you think I should be, how I should be pronouncing it. But this guy, for a bloke that we brought into the club, Not good enough, is it? I suspect his loan will be ending very soon, and he's a winger again. So we're lacking strikers. We've got one more, a bang. Anatoly Abang is his name, and he's only got 12 finishing again. It's one of the things we're going to have to figure out is how we get goals from this group of players. Do we play even a shadow striker or sort of false nine in the attacking midfield role maybe instead? That's a possibility. There's loads of possibilities open to us. I'm going to have to play about with that and figure out exactly how I want us to play. We've got a couple of unregistered players because they're out on loan as well. Let's look at the other two loanees into the club and see what standard they are. So we've got a left-sided player, a fullback and a midfielder. Mostly a fullback though. Reasonable, but nothing more than reasonable is Leonardo Lello. So is he going to be a backup? Is he going to be a main position? I suspect he's probably going to be a backup. We'll have to wait and see on that one. And the other loan signee is Jose Aldo, central midfielder. Again, passing 12. You'd expect a little bit more in the Portuguese Premier League, wouldn't you really, with some of the teams that we'll be coming up against. So I'm going to have to do something here really quite special to keep him up, it looks like, because we've got a little bit of a lack of quality, a little bit of depth issue in the striking role particularly that we're going to have to figure out. If we go and have a look at the league table again and just see what the main issue has been, is it scoring goals or is it conceding? Let's go, where can I get that, the overview? No, that's not what I wanted. Anyway, we're going to the season preview instead. It's supposed to finish in 9th position, Portimonense. So the fact that they're sitting on the bottom of the table is primarily, it looks like, some bad purchases in the summer in terms of the balance and the striking position, and that big injury to that key player in that attacking midfield sort of left-sided role. And that's going to be a real issue for us to sort out. So if we go, and this is what I wanted to see, if we go here and look at the team stats, we've scored 9 goals. How is that the second best? 9 goals after 14 games. It's the defence that we've got an issue with. 21 goals is the second worst. So we're absolutely conceding bucket loads of goals, which is a real problem, isn't it? So we're going to have to address the defensive area. Maybe we do go 3 at the back, possibly. Or maybe we put 2 defensive midfielders in there, possibly. There's loads of options to us. We've got a little bit of finance. We've got just over $1 million in the overall balance. And we've got a transfer budget of £740-something thousand and about £5,000 to play within the wages per week. I'm going to have to check out how many loan players you're allowed in the Portuguese league, but we'll probably put the transfer budget into the wage budget and see if we can bring in some free transfers and some loan signings in January if possible. Get rid of some of the loan signings that are not quite good enough and redress the balance in this squad a little bit. It's going to be tricky though, isn't it? It's always tricky. We've done a couple of these in FM20, a couple of different clubs around Europe, and we haven't managed to succeed at one just yet. We've always been relegated at the end of the season, and you can see why this group of players are when you look at this run of form. So if we take away the friendly matches, these are all of the competitive matches they've played so far, and they've only won twice in, 15 games with the cup game in there as well. Went out of the cup early, which is disappointing. So yeah, morale's going to be low. If we go and look at the dynamics and see where we're at. Average team cohesion, average club atmosphere, the hierarchy of the club. We've got a couple of key players in terms of captain material. Denner is an attacking midfielder, decent enough. He'll play in that central midfield attacking role, I would imagine. And we've also got Ferreira. He's a goalkeeper, a pretty good goalkeeper, to be honest, some pretty decent attributes. So he'll be the number 1 goalkeeper, I would imagine. And then, of course, Sarr we've already looked at as a holding midfield player. So those are the 3 sort of leaders of the team, and I think they're going to be very important to us moving forward. If we go into the social groups and check, let's go and just do one thing and see. Nobody wants me here at the moment. We'll have to change that. Social groups. A couple of players out of the social groups, and possibly one too many. I'd like to amalgamate some of this if I can and draw the club together a little bit. Happiness, they're all satisfied, sort of. But it's going to be a bit, it's going to be a bit sort of tainted by what's come in terms of the form, isn't it? You can see I haven't done anything yet. I've not done the tactical direction. I've not done the club vision. I have literally loaded up the game, put my manager in, and now we're having a look around a little bit. Lots of rules to have a look through. The following rules will be in force. A minimum of 10 players trained in Portugal. Okay. Minimum of 6 first-year senior players in the squad. A maximum squad of 61, that won't be a problem. Maximum of 27 over 23 players. Okay. Maximum of 34 under 23. Yeah, fine. These are the B team ones. Okay, that's fair enough. Don't have to worry so much about that. There's lots more B team ones down here as well, but some new club and league structure rules for us to get to grips with and figure out. It's always the way we go to a slightly different country, which I've not really played in Portugal much myself. If you have, tell me about your experiences in the comments below. Let me know which teams you took over and how you did, and how you managed to cope with whatever rule setup there is in the Portuguese league. We've got a game coming up in 16 days, so we won't be playing that one today. This is just a quick introduction to getting into the club, so I can now go away and figure out how I want this team to play. And in next episode, we'll come back and play that first game. And actually, it's a decent first game. It's against Santa Clara, who sit one above us in the relegation zone in 17th position. So that's a really good start to have, isn't it? A potential relegation candidate. And the following one, who's this? P. Ferreira, whatever club that is, they sit in 16th as well. 15th, sorry. So we've got a really positive start coming up, I hope. But we've got to find a good way of playing, figure out a way to bring in some loan signings and some free transfers, and then hit the ground running as much as is possible in those early games when we've got some slightly lesser lights in the division, and see whether we can get a good run of form going. In terms of how this second half of the season is going to work, we've got, 5 months worth to play through. What we're going to do is we're going to come back every 3 games. So we'll play the Santa Clara one. The following episode will be Boa Vista, and so on down the list. It will give us about 7 to 8 episodes. And the reason for that is that the lower league database that I need for my main series is about a week or so away. So if we can play this one through for the next week or so and get this done in the sort of 7 or 8 episodes, then the database for my Truro City, my From Hope to Glory series, will then be ready for us to get going on that as the main series, trying to take a tier 7 club right the way up to the top of the Premier League and even into the Champions League. That's the plan with that. So once that's available, we'll be jumping into that save, and we'll probably play that for most of December as a one series situation on the channel. And then from January onwards, we'll add in the likes of my PSG Pain Purge and other bits and pieces in rotation through a week of producing episodes, so we're not just doing the same thing all the time. But that's where we're heading. We're going to be doing this one for a week or so. We'll be then focusing through till the new year on our main series From Hope to Glory, and then in the new year we'll be adding in some other short-term series as well, just to freshen things up a little bit and get some new eyes on the product here and there. So that's the plan. Let me know if you've got any issues with that or anything you didn't understand about that. Sometimes I feel like I'm explaining something really well, and others maybe not. So other times maybe not so much. So let me know what you think about all of that. Let me know about what you think about this squad. Have you played with this squad before? Have we gone into the youngsters and had a look there? What have we got in the B team? There's not much in the B team to look at. In the under-19s, there's nothing in the under-19s. In the under-23s, there's a few with some good potential, so I'll have to go and check those out. But it seems like a lot of them are already out on loan, which is a problem. So anyway, It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a fun challenge, I hope. There's going to be lots of names to get used to saying, and lots of clubs that I don't know anything about that we meet along the way, but hopefully it'll be good fun. If you're looking forward to it, why not click that like button on this episode for me? Lets me know that you're invested and engaged in the content and wanting to see where this goes. So click that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel for future videos that I release on a pretty much daily basis. We're going to be doing Monday through Friday for the foreseeable future. Give myself the weekend off. So Monday through Friday for the foreseeable future will be this series. Then we'll transition into the new From Hope to Glory series. But yeah, subscribe to the channel and join the United City community. There's loads of ways to do that. You can join my Discord, or you can join me on Twitter. If you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon, and there's also a merchandise store as well. All the links to those things are in the description below. So go and check that out after finishing the video and see whether you want to get more involved in my community as we move forward. But yeah, just a quick introduction to say we're at Portimonense in Portugal. We're bottom of the table. We've got half a season to go. Form has been dreadful. We've got a very big injury to a key player. Can we turn this one around? We'll have to wait and see. Thank you for joining me today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already joined my United City community. Click that like button. Until next time, though, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.